Seriously, Michelle, Resistance Chicks coming at you April 2nd, 2017. Leah tells me she's got a slew of stories, only a few of which I know anything about.
You know
This is
everything
very exciting.
about all the stories. Okay. So you all know about Devin Nunes. Hopefully, he came out to kind of validate Trump's wiretapping while he was viciously attacked. Of course, through all of this whole debacle, the left and the liberals are really showing their hands. I mean, when you talk about CNN fake news or MSNBC fake news, I mean, we understand. You understand? We are biased. Okay,
Yes.
but we try to bring you the truth. We're biased according to the word of God.
We always say, just to repeat for new viewers, we don't lean to the right, we don't lean to the left, we lean on the Word of God.
But this is getting out of control. I mean,
Yes.
this is just, but it's not out of, it's always been out of control. We're just getting to see it, so I'm actually really excited. So this came out that Nunes had this information back in January, but government agencies stopped him from bringing it forward.
And I'm wondering why he wasn't able to talk about that in the beginning.
A lot of shady dealing going on. That's all I got to say.
Shady dealing.
This story is breaking. The Fox News Alert, we are getting some brand new details on that visit to the White House Devin Nunes made, where he saw that information from a source on the surveillance that caught members of the Trump administration, as well as how the names were unmasked. The unmasking of the names of American citizens. Adam Housley joins us now from Los Angeles. Adam, you've been working on this morning. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Harris, we've been spoken to by a number of sources for the last couple of days, and it really came to a crescendo this morning because of our report yesterday that apparently outed two of Nunes' sources. Our sources, who have direct knowledge of what took place, were upset because those two individuals, they say, had nothing to do with the outing of this information. So let's go through what some of the headlines are. First of all, we found and we've learned that the surveillance that led to the unmasking, what started way before President Trump was even the GOP nominee. So basically, They started the surveillance to all this at some point earlier last year. The person who did the unmasking, I'm told, is very well known, very high up, very senior in the intelligence world, and is not in the FBI. This led to other surveillance, which led to multiple names being unmasked. Again, these are people who are private citizens in the United States. This had nothing to do with Russia, I'm told, or foreign intelligence of any kind. We're also told the people who helped Devin Nunes navigate were the two individuals that the story was reported yesterday about, but they were not his sources. It was a navigation situation. And the reason why they had to navigate, I'm told, is that Nunes learned about this unmasking and who this was taking place back in January. Before Trump's tweet, before he met with the president, and it took obviously a number of weeks to try to figure out a way for him to see this intelligence because the agencies were stonewalling, we're told, to allow him and others to see it. And this is all coming from folks that are in these agencies and frustrated with the politics that's taking place in these agencies. We're told that the main issue here is not only the unmasking of the names, but the spreading of names for political purposes that have nothing to do with national security and everything to do with hurting and embarrassing the Trump and his team. Also, Nunes, we said, knew about this existence again way before, back in January, before the Trump's tweet. Fox also learned that an individual with direct knowledge that after Nunes had been approached by his source, the agencies basically would not allow him in at all. Now, remind you, we're told only two places he could have seen this information. The first place is where the source works. Clearly, that would have been an outing. The second place, we're told, is at a location on the White House grounds. Now, remind you, the White House is not just the White House that we all see. There's the old executive office building, where you can also access after hours and get to the same type of highly sensitive information. So as you can tell, Harris, a lot of information coming out here. We're starting to get much more details on this as the intelligence community really is battling within itself on this, but it seems like there may be a couple of agencies involved here, and there are a number of people now, we're being told, that names have been unmasking, and private citizens in the U.S., this is unprecedented, Harris.
Yeah, and I know from some of the information that we've been reading today, there's two locations, either the source's computers or on the White House grounds computers. And so when you ask the questions about why he was there, you're starting to get some real clarification about that. Adam Housley, the story coming together today. As you learn more, I'm sure we'll bring you in to report it.
There's a lot of rumor mills going around. One of them was that Nunes got this information from the Trump team in order to leak it.
Right.
But what this story comes out to say is that they had to meet in the old executive building to access this information
that had the sensitive information.
and they won't let us know which intelligence agency. Okay, so it's not the FBI,
right?
Okay, there are about 16 total intelligence agencies. The main ones are the NSA, the CIA. So there could have been somebody inside the CIA or the NSA. My guess would be the CIA, because that's the CIA has proven itself to be in the pocket of Hillary Clinton. Mm-hmm. So if there's anyone there, I have goosebumps. I don't know why. This is like really important news for some reason. If there's anyone there who sees what's going on, and they're like, wait a minute, this is totally unconstitutional. This is wrong. This is illegal, right? And we know that the CIA has leaked information. We know that they've been pushing a narrative. And we can recognize that there are agencies actually battling one another. So it seems like the CIA, especially under Clapper, was stonewalling anything that the Republicans were doing. When you go down here, what was interesting is Donald Trump tweets on April 1st. He says, "Wow, Fox News just reporting big news. Source, official behind unmasking is high up. Known intel officials responsible. Some unmasked. Not associated with Russia. Trump team spied on before he was nominated. If this is true, does not get much bigger. Would be sad for U.S." Which is really interesting because the President of the United States isn't privy to some of this stuff. It's this weird game, like a weird card game being played.
Right.
Trump's trying to do a lot of things and just work on America and just do his presidential thing, which nobody tried to undermine Obama.
Right.
I wish they would have.
Okay, so I always use this quote just because it's fun. If you all didn't grow up watching Independence Day like we did, there is a moment in the movie where the President of the United States finds out about Area 51. And he's so shocked. He's like, how do you even get funding for something like this? Like, how does this even happen? And they just say to him, Mr. President, plausible deniability, meaning that there's a reason why we don't tell you or something like that. And so they're all using this kind of plausible deniability in a way to just lie and keep things from the president. And I just think that it's laughable, but at the same time, Trump said what I thought. It doesn't get much bigger than this, and it is sad for the United States. And we have gotten to the point where we are so desensitized to this stuff. If this had happened back when Nixon was president, holy cow. I mean, you thought that like Watergate was a big deal? No, I mean, this is way bigger than that, and he was impeached / resigned, right?
Well, and you can see that the left and the progressives are totally trying to cover this up, and if you stick with us, I'm just going to bring another episode. I've thought about combining them. I'm just going to bring you one more where Sean Spicer is questioned about Evelyn Farkas, who went on MSNBC a couple weeks ago in March, and nobody kind of caught it until just last week, and we brought that to you. And now they're all asking, they're blaming the Trump team for listening to Farkas and what she said, because she actually left the Obama team before 2016. I think she left in 2015. And they're like, well, why are you listening to anything she has to say? And he's like, let's just watch it. Come on.
All right, we're going to stop it, or are we going to?
Yes.
Okay, we're signing off here. This is me, Michelle, signing off for Resistance Chicks, where it is not a conspiracy theory if it's the truth. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Ring the bell. That's my spiel, man. I got to do it in order. Ring the bell for notifications, and find us on Facebook and Twitter. And when you're talking about covering it up, their attempt to cover it up. Have you ever seen a dog make a poo and then scratch the grass in an attempt to cover it up? When you get a stinky poo and you're sprinkling a little bit of grass on top, it's going to cover it up.
And we're going to keep uncovering.
We're going to keep uncovering that stinky poo.
Yeah.
Can't hide it.
You're not going to get past the Resistance Chicks.
I was cold all alone. No place for home every day. So afraid. But you call